That's timing if I say it myself. Excuse coming up here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Michael. So as the
Hey.
crowd fills with 13 people, I guess I sent out a meeting email that said accountability, and now nobody wants to show up. Thank you, Jimmy. Okay, so let's recap why we're doing this, but I want you to tell me. One of you tell me why we're doing this.
For listings.
Listings is one. Because we want to outperform the market. And who controls our activities? Song number one. We do. Right? So my ultimate goal is for us to understand that you control what goes on in the real estate market. And we're having some amazing successes. Right? Crowd is still building, so we'll get some more time. So we're talking about clarity, focus, actions, and accountability. So we started this thing back in November with clarity. What puts a big ass smile on your face? You know, I was just going through my house today and looking at all these things I've got to do. I still have stucco repairs to be done. My roof leak was done. I haven't gotten to that yet. I've got light bulbs popping out of the ceiling and stuff like that. You know, I want to maintain my home. That was Mike's message this morning, right? Home maintenance tips. All good stuff, right? But what does it take to do that? Either skill, which I don't have for plastering ceilings, or time to get up on a ladder and do 45 hi-hat light bulbs. No. So if it doesn't take time, what does it take? Money, right? So you trade your time for money, or your money for time. So there's some things I want to do to make sure things are working. So what puts a big ass smile on your face? Clarity, right? And then it's focus. What activities we're going to do. And we all know that the most important thing we can do is talk to people. And I don't care how you talk to them, on Facebook, on Instagram, by knocking on doors. I prefer that. Using your sphere of influence, a telephone, phone calls, mailings to your farm, holding open houses. We had successes from every one of you on every one of those categories, right? So this is success. So we decided this week again to focus on, hey, we've got down payment assistance grants that don't need to be repaid. And you guys have gotten a lot of traction off of that, because that's a talking point that you tell your friends and they tell their friends and they tell two friends and so on and so on and so on. So that's a great point. But the focus is we really need listings, and inventory is really short in some markets. Who was I talking to yesterday? Oh, my friend in Spain. And same thing in Spain. He got kicked out of his apartment because they raised his rent. And he had to go find another apartment, and there's no apartments around. But he was able to find an apartment half the size of the one he's currently in for more rent than he's currently paying, but it's only 1,000 yards away. So he gets to stay in the same little town and do the same little thing. But same thing, he said, there's no inventory here either. So Spain's going through the same thing we're going through. I guess it's a worldwide pandemic problem. Right? So what else? Did we find, are we clear? Ryan, I love talking about you the other day, right? Because when we got some clarity and focus, the question was to Ryan, and I'm not me trying to pick on you, but I'm going to use you as an example. We said, what would you do if you made $50,000 this month? And you were honest and you said, I don't know, which most of us don't know, right? You made $50,000 this month. What would you do with it? Right? So let's just play that game again. Are you clearer now? If you had $50,000, what would you do? What would you spend it on? I don't care if you save it. Because we also came to this exercise with the clarity focus, and we can't start dreaming big until we have 3 things taken care of. And what were those 3 things? 6 months of savings in the bank. That's just, if hell breaks loose. I watch too many conspiracy theory shows on TV now. If hell breaks loose and you can't go to work, or the market dies and you can't support yourself, you got no money coming in, wouldn't it be nice to have a cushion of 6 months worth of savings? So that's trying to give you some ideas. You should have that. Now, some of you are lucky and have pensions and retirements and things like that to rely on, and that's good too. Mike buys a new Lexus. Perfect. I'm not sure you can get a new Lexus for 50 grand, maybe a little one, maybe a 1 Series. All right, that was one. Number 2. Number 1 is important, and it's in that order. Number 2 is get rid of debt, credit cards, student loans, all that type of stuff. Some of those are just breathing down your backs and keeping you poor. So you're in a position where you can make extra money, pay off student debt, pay off credit cards, and not have any credit cards. It's amazing what happens when your credit cards get paid off. The credit score goes up, everything works better, right? And then number three, what was number three? You start saving for your big ass goal, right? Maybe your big ass goal is to buy an investment property, but it's going to take $80,000 down. Well, you got to keep your 50,000, your 6 months worth of savings in the bank. So you need 80 grand, and you don't have to earn it in the month one. You can contribute to it over time, but it's that catalyst that makes you get your butt out of bed in the morning and say, hey, I want to do this, right? Mom, you've been saving up to put new front doors on your house, right? And you've had probably your best quarter in a couple of years. And what just happened this week?
Finally, I had the new doors installed and they are beautiful.
And she calls me up and says, you want to see my doors? They're beautiful. I'm like, Mom, they're doors. No, but they're her doors. She paid for them and they were expensive and they're nice,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And look at the smile on her face right now.
Yep.
Big ass smile on her face. So now what does she have to do? I love picking on my family. Where's my daughter? What does
Now
she
I
have to
need
do now?
to, now I want to get money for an investment that I want to invest in.
Okay. What about your house? There's some other things you want to do at your house too.
Yes. Oh, yes. There's quite a few things. Inside needs to be painted, need a new awning outside, need to have some just handyman stuff done.
Yep. Cool.
Always something.
But doesn't it keep you motivated? Have you done more activities now because you had clarity on what you wanted to achieve?
Absolutely. I'm doing more stuff. I'm not having as much success during this round as I did the first round, but I'm still planting seeds. That makes me happy.
Yep. I planted my onions about 90 days ago and I still haven't had one.
Yep.
I'm eating romaine lettuce. I'm eating kale. They came up quick, but the onions and the beets are almost done. But if I didn't plant them 90 days ago, I wouldn't be eating next month. Right? Cool. Congratulations. Good job. All right, let's jump into some successes. We have to end early today because I got to be on the road at 9. So we're not gonna have a whole bunch of time for successes. So if you want to share something now. Lauren, I'm going to pick on you because you're always contributing and I appreciate it.
That's funny. I'm actually stoked. I'm getting ready to go up to Gainesville for my baby's graduation, the final gator out of the nest.
Wow.
Yep, graduation day. So I had a lot of success with the sending out the DPA. I sent out the prescripted text. I did get some feedback with that I do know some people, let me check about that's having a baby, going through a divorce. So they're going to get back with me, get permission from them to connect me. But I had the most success with the DPA, reaching out with the DPA and still sending the replay for the investment properties. And like I said, I'm farming in my pipeline because I have a lot of past clients with a crap ton of equity. And it like brought tears to my eyes with a couple of the DPA things I sent out. She texted me back and said, I was just thinking of you. It's been a while because I reached out to all these people that have been chronic renters and waiting and waiting and waiting. And she said, I'm literally have tears in my eyes. I was thinking about you because I'm a single mom and I didn't ever think I could be a homeowner because I don't have the down payment. And she said, this is the best thing I've heard so far in a long time. And I put her in touch with Brooke. I gave them each their contact information and the process is already happening and she's filling out the paperwork and there was another one too that actually had trouble. She's like, I'm never going to be a homeowner at this point. And I put also with the DPA, and she's like, I've got trouble with I owe the IRS and this, that, and the other. And she filled out the application, and Brooks got it under control. So she is literally making homeowners out of people that never, ever thought it was possible.
Wow.
So when you say we owe this to our clients, you're not kidding.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that's a way to put a big ass smile and start crying for the joy you're bringing other people.
Yeah, no, it always feels better to give than receive. And when we give of ourselves, you know, if we're selfless giving
Mhm.
and educating and empowering our clients, I mean, it comes back tenfold.
Well, there's a paradigm shift. So if you don't reach out to your past clients and your friends, it's kind of selfish.
Exactly.
You're preventing yourself from helping them and them helping somebody else.
Right, because you don't think that these people are going to say, oh my God, this program is amazing, you should contact Lauren.
I
You
told
know-
you about an agent who worked with us in Indian Rocks Beach many, many years ago, since retired, and she made a lot of money. And I said, you know, how did you become so successful? And she said, I made a lot of people rich and they took me with them.
Mhm.
And that means she sold them shitty little houses for $80,000. And they lived there for a couple of years, and then they matured and they sold the $80,000 house for 120 and then bought a 160. And we lived there for a couple of years, and the 160 became worth 200. And then she sold them that $200,000 house and flipped it into a $300,000 house. And then over time, because she was in the agent business for a long time, it became $500,000, $600,000 houses. And back in the 90s, that was a lot of money for a house. Right. So you start selling a bunch of $500,000 houses, you're making a lot of money. And I like it. Cool. Thank you for sharing. Jessica's going, oh shit, he's going to call on me. No, I'm going to call on Andrea because she always contributes too, and I appreciate it.
Good
All right.
morning.
Good morning.
Hi. Good morning. So yes, again, I'm kind of aligned with Lauren, definitely using the equity video and sending that out. I am getting some interest in that, and thank you, keeping in touch with them, but more so also with that DPA is unbelievable. I do have a few with Brooke pre-approved. The issue is, like you said, the inventory,
Yeah,
finding the property. So again, doing as much as I can, you know, with pushing out to my clients and forcing myself to make the videos and say, you know, if you know anyone about the inventory shortage, please send them my way. Just getting out of my comfort zone and doing that. And again, getting back to my CMAs and my farming that I know needs to be done, and pushing those out. But I did have success. Like I mentioned, I had actually one with the if you know anybody, and someone from Maine contacted me, and we got under contract, had the inspection, we're out of it, and we're closing the end of the month. So
Nice.
that's exciting. Yep. And then I had another one who actually was a lead that I pushed out that came through, and I closed last year when I sent out the text message, and they sent me a California buyer. They're all pre-approved VA, and they're actually flying in this weekend. So, and they're very motivated. So definitely success, and just, you know, keep pushing them out, and I'm very excited. So just need to find the inventory.
If you don't mind, tell us, how are you pushing out the equity video?
I'm just sending the one that came through, sending the one, just, you know, pushing that out.
Are you texting the link? Or are you emailing the link? Or are you?
I'm emailing it. I'm sending
Okay.
it to the emails, the one that was sent out, and letting them know, because a few of them couldn't make it, or they had trouble getting on the Zoom, like they didn't have an account. So it's great to follow up and be sure, you know, hey, did you like the Zoom, and, you know, talk about it. And I only had a few actually that were able to get on. I don't know if they didn't have Zoom accounts or what. So I actually sent the video to them that you sent out.
Perfect. All right. So that's really important. Music to my ears. You said follow up. So we reached out for
Yeah.
a month and talked about this event we were promoting. And so people got it. And some people said they were interested. Some people said they weren't. So she followed up with those and said, hey, if you didn't get a chance to see it, here's the video. Go ahead and watch it. And some people probably did that. And they go, oh, wow, that was pretty cool. I'm interested in that. And that became the connection. Right. So that was great. So think about that. All those people you sent the thing to, send out a link to that video, and you can text it, you can email it. Right. You can make a QR code out of it. You put it on a piece of paper. They can scan it with their phone. So all kinds of things you can do, but the follow-up is critical. Oh, and Lauren said she's got a couple of clients with Frank as well from the replay. And Frank's thing's coming up this month, and don't blink because this is May 5th. Oh, happy Cinco de Mayo, by the way. May 5th today, and May 23rd will be here in no time. And that's going to be a cool event. You have to attend. He's going to have a small price for Beggins agents, a bigger price for other people, but he's going to rebate the course money when you have a closing. But you're going to get a certification in the class, and it's going to be a full-on class. But I convinced him to make it Zoom. He wanted to do it live in a hotel lobby, and I said, it's just too complicated. Let's do Zoom. So he's going to do both. I think he's going to use the Apollo Beach training room, and we'll broadcast from there. So you can be live in the room, or you could be on Zoom. But I think that's really important. I don't usually push for designations like your CRP or your whatever those acronyms are after your names, but the knowledge is what's most important. But he's going to get deep into some stuff. So that'll be super cool. Sharon Plummer. You know, use your microphone. Sharon's back with us now. She left for a while, came back, and she went touring around the country in an RV. And she said, I ran out of money, so I got to come back to work. And I saw her a couple of days in a row. And she is overwhelmed at the changes that have happened since she left. And Sharon actually managed the Apollo Beach office for a while. She's like, oh my gosh. So she fell right into implementation of Moxie and all these other things. So give us a little update, Sharon.
I'm here.
We hear you.
Okay.
So tell us some of the changes you've seen since you've been back.
Oh my goodness. I actually, it's taken me a little while to get up and running because we've had a few glitches. So I have barely scratched the surface of the tools, but I am catching on pretty quick. Everything is integrated, and I've already have my CRM set up and all of our past clients in it. We've already been calling them. We've actually been getting business. And the fact that I can we're going to do an open house on Sunday, and I can just press a few buttons and print out beautiful materials to hand out. And it's amazing, all the changes.
What about the market itself? Because you left South Shore.
I'm okay. Although the office itself is still full of energy, and that's why we came back and we love it. The market itself is,
is it recognizable?
Yes. I've been in business for a lot of years, over 30 years, and I went through the last huge down time and came out with no problems at all. But in fact, I did some of my best business then, and I'm hearing hints that the market is tough. And of course, the listings are definitely tough. I see that. However, I'm so naive that I think it's not going to bother me. So I haven't really been hit in the face with it yet. You know, I haven't had any no's yet. So we'll see. I guess I'm an eternal optimist. I just figure it's all going to happen fine. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm super proud that we're only down 22%. The rest of the world's down 40 to 50.
Yeah. Oh, no, those are amazing figures, because there was a time, and you went through it yourself, and you remember how horrendous that was. And if you were only down 22%, you would have been thrilled.
Down 22% from probably the best quarter ever in the history of the world.
See, there you go. I think our office is just amazing. And I think that all that you do with the morning meetings, I was afraid when I came back that you weren't still doing the morning meetings, but I watch every single day. And And that's why, because people are engaged, the people that are engaged are working, and the people that are engaged and working are doing business.
Yep.
And the market itself is not the issue. You know, I guess when I came into real estate, it was on a downturn, and you learned some really good basic sales. And the
Yep.
people that come in when on an upturn, when all they have to do is, you know, say hi and people sell something, it's harder on them because they don't get those skills, but you teach those skills on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So,
And tune in on Tuesday because we're gonna keep pushing that listing process, because I'm telling you, the rest of the competition is just lazy because that's how they've been trained to be for the last couple of years. And when you show up professionally, it's gonna win.
yes.
One of the coolest things I see is the hot sheet that comes out every day. And have you noticed we're seeing a lot of the same people's names over and over and over again? Interesting. I'm looking at Jessica. How many times have you been on the hot sheet this month or in the last 30 days? How many deals have you done?
I'm very happy. I've had a good past 30 days.
Is it 4 or 5?
Probably, hopefully. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how many times, to be honest, but I've had a couple of listings go under contract. I had listings, they sold quickly, went under contract. I've had one I've been sitting on since February. We all know my problem one. That one finally went under contract.
It did? The Carolwood one?
My Carolwood went under contract. They went down to my number of 675, which is what I originally went for my appointment. And I finally got it there, and then we got a contract. So, but we did it. We did it. So inspections were yesterday. I closed one in my farm yesterday. That was exciting. Highest sale in the neighborhood with no pool and no garage. Sounds like, yes, that's really good.
Mhm.
So I really have been slacking on my prospecting. I have been nursing all of these deals for the month of April, but
Okay, so
I
let's
need to
talk
get
about
back
that
to
because that's what
prospecting.
happens. And Brian,
I
you're gonna
know.
be in that same position soon.
Mhm.
How do you overcome that?
You have to prospect even when you feel like you don't have time.
So what do? You block out time in your,
Schedule.
you live by your
I know.
calendar.
I
Live
know.
by your calendar.
It's so hard. I was in Treasure Island, Apollo Beach, and West Tampa yesterday. So like with the time I spent 40 minutes driving to Treasure Island, and then I spent an hour driving to Apollo Beach, and then I spent 45 minutes driving to West Tampa, and then I showed 3 properties. So I didn't get home till 6:30, and it's like, oh, I can't prospect when I'm in the car. And like, it was just a long day.
Okay.
But I guess I
Good
just
place.
have to prospect on the days that I'm not driving around for 6 hours in the car.
Well, the other thing is, and think about it, you know, if I called my dentist because I had a problem with my tooth and I wanted to come in now. And they said, sorry, we're not available now. We're available on Monday. And I had to say, no, Mondays aren't good for me because I've got a lot of things to do on Mondays. And
Right.
how about Tuesday? So no, Tuesday's not open. I can do 8 o'clock on Tuesday. I said, I can't do 8 o'clock on Tuesday. I got a sales meeting. And they said, how about Thursday? I could do 11:30. And I said, no, that doesn't work. And then finally we settled on 2:30 on Thursday. Right? So all of you control your schedule, right?
Right.
You're not servants, you're professionals. So if you make, and that's why you do the meeting at 8:30, by the way, because it's early, it gets you up. It was funny. I was talking to our new team leader, Jessica Roman, and she said, oh, 8:30. That's why you don't get a lot of attendance, because it's 8:30 in the morning. I said, no, this is a job. We get up at 8:30, then you take a little break, have a cup of coffee or whatever you do, and start prospecting at 9:45. So block out from 9:45 to 10:45 and don't set any appointments until after 10:45. Right? And that just becomes, you know, live by your word. You put it in your calendar from 9:45 to 10:45. I'm going to make an hour's worth of prospecting calls. I'm going to send my text messages. I'm going to make my phone calls. I'm going to do my sphere of influence work. I'm going to do all that stuff. And when the home inspection says, oh yeah, I can meet you at 11 or 10, you say, no, I got an appointment at 10. Let's make it 11. And then you can control your schedule, just like the dentist controlled mine, right? So that's how you do it. That's how professionals do it. You have to set I'm reading a book right now. It's called The Infinite Self. And one of the things is live by your word, be true to your word. So if you say you're going to do something, you do it. So if you say I'm a prospect from 9:45 to 10:45, or from 10 to 11, take a 30-minute break if you want, don't schedule any appointments. The title company says, yeah, we want to close around at 10 o'clock. So, I'm busy at 10 o'clock. Can we make it 11? And what are they going to say? No, we got an appointment at 11. Okay, let's make it 12. Right? There's flexibility in that. No, once in a while, you're going to you're not be able to do it. But
Right.
the consistency of doing it is how, and I'm not just talking to you, Jessica, I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Because we fall into that trap. I hate it,
We fall into the trap because now things are picking up and getting multiple offers again. So sometimes you do have to drop everything and go show a property, because if you don't, your buyer will literally miss out on it, which is stressful.
This is a gruesome example, but let's say Zach was mowing the yard during our training class and he cut his foot on the lawnmower blade and you had an appointment at 10. What would you do?
I'd have to move the appointment.
You'd move the appointment, right? So
Yeah.
these are all excuses we come up with, but you're right, because you had a hell of a quarter. But you didn't prospect as much as you want to. So next quarter is not going to look as pretty necessarily, right? Because we can't rely on prospecting today to generate business for today or this month. Because generally you're filling the pipeline, putting water through the hose, that whole concept. So all of us have done a really good, you all have done better this quarter than you thought you were going to do, or than you would have done if you didn't engage. So I'm proud of each and every one, even if you didn't hit the 10 contacts a day. But like Jeff would say, if he was here, it's only Friday. And we're going to start a new competition until Monday. So what are we going to do today? Cinco de Mayo. And by the way, I got a lot of high Cincos from you guys today. If you don't know what that is, you set up a Moxie presentation and I'm in your database. So I got a whole bunch of high Cincos, which means you're sending out your Moxie stuff is working. So you're top of mind for that today. All right, so let's stick on what we said we were going to do, being true to our word. And let's go from, well, I'm gonna let you out early today. Let's go from 9 to 10, or take a little break and go from 9:15 or to 10:15. Spend 1 hour today, make that priority stuff happen and be done. And then you're done. And if you didn't make 50 this week, then keep going if you have time. Okay. So it's 8:57. I've got to be on the road at 9. Anyone want to share? We didn't get a whole lot of successes with Lauren and Andrea. Thank you so much for sharing. Jessica, great quarter for you. Holy cow. Be nice to see that cash in your bank account. And I know what some of your big ass goals are. So that's super cool. Sharon, welcome back to the company. Thomas, anything to close out with? Jimmy, any comments? Jimmy did a class I watched with him on Wednesday. Yeah, we took a Chris's class on Wednesday. I heard it.
Hey,
was
Greg.
Yes, sir.
What'd you say?
I said, do you have any closing comments?
I'm actually here at the office. I got a closing, but yeah, I think what you said about the scheduling is very pertinent, because we at times allow the client to control our schedule. And using an example of the dentist is spot on. We have to take control of our schedule and allow ourselves that flexibility to prospect whatever we need to do during that time. Because if we continue to allow the client to control our schedule, we won't get the things that we need to get done in order to be better at or to get the closings, the sales, and the appointments and everything that we need on a daily basis.
Exactly. Hey, let me ask you this. So not you, Thomas, just the group. How many times do you not see me at 8:30 in the morning? Almost never.
Very rare. Very rare.
How often do you think people want to meet me at 8:30 in the morning?
Thank you.
All the time. Hey, let's get together for coffee. No, I don't get together for coffee. I exercise in the morning. I do a training class at 8:30. I don't start my day till 10. And I do my best not to book appointments after 2. So from 10 to 2, I am pretty much slam booked all day long, but that's how I work my calendar. And then from 2 o'clock on, I could get all the emails and all that crap done, and I can plan for the next day. So that's my schedule. But I can't tell you how many times I say, no, I can't do a class. I can't talk to you at 8:30. I won't talk to you till 10. That's just how I do it. So I'm practicing what I preach. And I think if you all could get a hold of that, it would make your life a lot easier and your business a lot more consistent. All right, so let's get on our 10 contacts today. We have 3 more days left in this week to catch up. If you did it just today, Saturday and Sunday, that'd be 3 more hours this week. You'd have 30 of the 50 done. You'd feel really good about yourself. And then next week, we'll start off with a new topic. Okay. Thank you so much for showing up today. And have a happy Cinco de Mayo. Be safe. Have a Corona for me and a taco. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.